I don't know about y'all, but I need a fucking drink. Hey, welcome to Drankin with Dory. It me, Dory. Ooh, what am I drinking on? It is a biodynamic rosé, and her name is Lisonette. Is that how you say it? Lisonette? It's French. Is made in France by Sebastian David, whose family has been making wine since like the 1600s. No big deal. It's very yummy. It's actually like, I always thought it was an orange wine. Apparently it's a rosé technically. And it's so good and so yummy, but I'm also drinking it because the resemblance is uncanny. It's strange and I would like to know more. So, hey, Seb, Senior David, if you need like a Lisonette model to like market the wine, I'm very cheap and available, so call me. You know who else is cheap and available? My guests. I believe I'm just the cheapest one here, though. They might be available, though. Who knows? We're going to find out. She's a brilliant writer and a sexy journalist. It's Rachel Thompson. Come on in.
Oh my God, hi.
Hi. He's one of the smartest dudes in the business. That business, wine. From Geordie Wine Guide, it's Sean Evans. Come on down.
Hello, I feel like I'm on Graham Norton. Pretty buzzing.
I did not pay him to say that. Last but certainly not least, she's a hilarious comedian and podcast diva. It's Vix Leyton. Come on in, darling.
Hi.
Come on in, darling. I feel like I need to do like a secondary intro where I'm like, I don't know about it, but I need a bloody fucking drink, mate.
Oh, that's a tour of accents you did.
Quite the interesting accent.
Wow, what a wide range of Britons we have here. You know, we've got Northern Ireland. That wasn't. We've got Wales. We got Geordie lad. You know, full span. But let's start with my dear friend, Rachel. Rachel, what you drinking on, bitch?
This gorgeous, color coordinated to my living room glass is full of Cotswold gin and tonic. Cotswold gin is basically it's made from where I'm from. It's delicious. And it's just got Sainsbury's basic tonic in it, just to take the edge off the classiness. Usually I put lemon in my gin, but I thought a grapefruit. So I tried that today.
So Sean, my new friend, what are you drinking on?
Drinking a wine from the Denbies wine estate in Surrey.
Oh.
And it's one of the biggest wineries in the UK. It's pretty good. It's the top secret one that they've sent me just to try because
No spoilies. But I do want to talk to you about Denbies because in my research, I found out that the Denbies vineyard. Vix, why are you utilizing the chat? What you doing, crazy lady?
I had nerdy questions about wine and I thought, oh, I'll get away with it. I'll fly into the radar. But no, you
That's very polite of you.
You're an agent of chaos.
You are an agent of chaos. In my research of the Denbies vineyard, I found out that it was started in 1986, which technically makes it a millennial vineyard. So, in your opinion, does this wine also seem desperate to be told that it's doing a good job all the time? You know, this is a comedy show. Hey, Vix.
Hey.
What you drinking on?
I have got Prosecco at the moment and it doesn't have a supermarket affiliation, so I assume it's quite a good one. This must have been a gift.
I want to talk to my dear friend Rachel, who I've known for some time now because we used to work at Mashable together. And I remember getting so fucking pissed every time one of my British colleagues would fuck off to yet another vacation because you get double the amount of days off there than we do in the States. You've gone on so many vacations that I have witnessed and been jealous of. So where is your favorite bar abroad?
Oh God, that's a great question.
Thank you, professional. Thank you. Good night.
Yeah, Zanzibar, right? There is a place called The Rock, which is in the middle of the Indian Ocean, and you have to take a little boat out to it. And it's literally a rock that they've converted into a restaurant, and it's got this gorgeous terrace that's literally you're just chilling in the middle of the sea. And they play Sade's greatest hits all day long, and you can have a lobster if you get hungry. And yeah, I just drank rosé nonstop until the boat made me go home.
So you drank rosé all day while listening to Sade at the party.
I did, in Zanzibar.
Sean, I'm awful at accents, and clearly I'm like struggling with American English as well most of the time. But like as a wine person, you have to know so many different wines from so many different regions, so many different languages. So for you personally, which wine or like wine item do you have the most difficulty saying?
It's the German Rieslings that are the hardest, because they've
Ah.
huge names that have got lots of names that are like bolted together.
Can we get an example?
Yeah, but what about the very common wine, the Erdinger Würzgarten Trockenbeeren Auslese?
Do you know what that even translates to?
Yeah, all the different facts of the wine put in a big line, and then there's no spaces or anything, and then everyone looks at it like, what is that?
Vix, staying on the subject of like shit's crazy in different parts of the globe. You're a Welsh gal, which is so fun, but that is another language that I just absolutely struggle with. When you think of your darling Wales, what drink comes to mind?
We are such big drinkers. Genuinely pints of anything.
Really? There's nothing like ancient going on?
Not particularly. Like Brains Brewery is the beer brewery that is a Welsh brewery. So a lot of pubs have that on tap, but it is disgusting. So I cannot recommend you don't drink that enough.
Hey, Sean.
All right.
When I told my friends about who was coming on the show, they were like, oh, Geordie, like the Geordie Shore? And that's, I feel like if you ever meet an American, they probably said the same thing to you. But I think it would be wholly unfair to group, everyone in the Geordie region with the bozos on that show. So set the record straight. What is the party culture like on the Geordie Shore?
If you go to Newcastle, that's what it's like every day of the week.
Really?
Yeah, and none of the women wear any coats or any, they've all got no clothes on.
So you're saying on the Geordie Shore, it's snowing outside. It is below freezing. And these drunkards are just running around, no coats, no problems.
Yeah. But they've got their beer jackets on, haven't they?
Is the wine equivalent of a beer jacket? Is it like a wine trench?
A wine jacket.
It's just a wine jacket? Come on, Sean. We can be more creative than that. We got to set it apart.
A wine pashmina.
Vix, you host a podcast called Comedy Arcade, where comics compete to tell the best story on a randomly drawn topic. So now I'm going to turn the tables and pick a random topic for you to answer. And that topic is Magaluf.
I stayed there once when I was 17. Well, I didn't. I stayed adjacent. It was Palmanova because it was cheaper.
You were Loof adjacent.
I was Loof adjacent. But me and my two best friends, we were 17 and we thought we were really cool.
Where the fuck did you go?
Rachel doesn't care about my story.
I'm here. No, I was taking. I'm here.
Okay.
More gin and tonic.
No. So now you've interrupted the show to get more G&T, and now I must demand that you do an impromptu ad promoting Cotswolds G&T.
Classy ladies love a gin and tonic, but only made with Cotswold gin. This is why I'm not a copywriter. Okay.
Is this what Jilly Cooper drinks?
This is what Jilly Cooper drinks, I think. It's probably also what David Cameron drinks as well, because it's from his neck of the woods. It's just very sophisticated. I think I've just poured too much into my glass.
And see.
There we go. I do apologize for the interruption.
I am so sorry to have interrupted this Magaluf extravaganza you're about to take us upon. So please take us there. You're 17. You're in the Louvre. You're Louvre adjacent. Apologies.
We thought we were women of the world, 17-year-old us, but actually we got a taxi into town on the first night to Magaluf, which is colloquially known as Shagaluf because of all the fucking opportunities you get in the old Magaluf town. And the driver was a bit creepy, so we were so scared that we only went into town once. The rest of the time, we stayed in Parmanova doing Sudoku and going to bed at a reasonable hour.
A phenomenal anecdote. There is no competition. This is not your podcast, so you win. Speaking of Shagaloof, who better among us to talk about shagging than sex and relationships journalist Rachel Thompson? You have written a lot about this topic. I obviously have to ask you about that salty, sour condiment that we know as semen. Spoiler, pineapple. Pineapple doesn't make your cum taste good. Those are completely different organs functioning.
I do love to get to the heart of some of the most disgusting topics known to humankind. People believe that it's a thing and you eat pineapple, it makes it taste nice. It does not. It's not. Yeah. It's not a thing.
Sean, is this news to you? Has your world just been shattered by this news?
I'm feeling incredibly awkward.
You know, you're such a sweet boy, and we're ruining you. And I'd like to say I'm sorry, but I'm not. So what I do want to know is, you know, in all your years of researching this topic, have you found any tips on how to make that white stuff go down the hatch a little bit better, since pineapple clearly isn't doing shit?
The people who own it have to take responsibility for their bodily fluids. And, you know, basically that requires maintaining good hygiene, which you think would go without saying, but, you know, actually...
Well, you got to drink like water, like about this much water a day.
Exactly. Yes, you need to be very
and
well
dip your cock in it, basically.
Yeah, so you just got to wash and drink lots of water and have a good diet.
So isn't part of it psychological though? Maybe if you know that the man's eating the pineapple, you can fool yourself into going, yeah, this does taste bad.
It's like a mental placebo. So Sean, you know, are you going to take this information and apply it to your own life, or?
I'm just thinking about the reason to taste wine blind is because you're tasting it without any hyper expectation. You know, if someone says to you, "Oh, this wine tastes like pineapples and mangoes," you'll smell those things in the glass without even thinking about it.
What a breakthrough we've made today, and I think this is a great note to end on. So let's fucking wrap this shit up. What are we cheersing to / plugging? Let's start with Vix.
I've got a podcast called The Comedy Arcade. I've been trying to get Rachel on, but we haven't made the dates work yet. You know what that's like, Dory.
Don't I ever. Hey, Sean.
Hello.
What are we cheersing to / plugging, my friend?
I don't really want to plug anything because I'm just an enthusiast.
He's very modest, but he has a phenomenal YouTube channel that will make you so much more knowledgeable about wine, all different kinds. So definitely go check it out. So, hey, Rachel, what could you possibly be cheersing to? Is it
this book of mine, this little old 360-odd page book? I made this. I wrote it. It's my firstborn child. It's all about sexual violence. It's about how systems of oppression manifest in our sexual culture. You can get it in all good bookstores and on the internet.
What am I cheersing to? Well, I'm British now. Yay. I've got 3 fucking Britons here. Is that Australian? Did I just go to Brisbane?
I don't know what it was, but
I liked it. I loved it. We'll claim you as our own.
Subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow the Instagram at Drankin with Dory. More important than anything, she's on Cash App. I gotta pay my editor, Alex. Not making money. I gotta get a show where I go travel around the UK and they pay me lots of money. But until then, I grovel. I grovel to the common folk. please just give me anything. $1. She's a cheap stripper, okay? And instead of stripping, I'm boozing and telling jokes with these fabulous people. So if you want me to stop asking, just do it. And then I'm asking. So this has been Drankin' with Dory, and I'm Dory.